What's up, boxing fans? This little red man coming at you again. I've been away for a while, but I'm back, and I came back at the perfect time. Last night, we finally got to see what would happen if Andre Ward and Chad Dawson got into a boxing ring and mixed it up, and the results was kind of shocking. Now, before I say anything, let me say this. I did have Andre Ward winning this fight, but I only had him winning this fight by a close decision. It wasn't. It was nowhere near what happened last night. I didn't see that coming, especially a knockout, and a knockout in the fashion that it took. I mean, Chad Dawson actually quit in the fight. He just told the referee, "Look, I've had enough. I'm done." And that was after 3 knockdowns. I didn't think that Andre Ward would have the power to knock down the bigger, was supposedly the stronger fighter. He just dominated that fight. Chad Dawson won the first round, and from the second round forward, it was off to the races. Andre Ward, let's just go ahead and say it, man. He's the new Roy Jones. We can make some real comparisons. Even though Roy Jones wasn't given the Olympic gold medal in Korea, everybody knows he won that gold medal. And he went on to dominate the middleweight division, the super middleweight division, and the light heavyweight division. I mean, all those divisions he ruled with an iron fist. Fights that were supposed to be close, against fighters that were supposed to be of some note, world champions, former world champions, and fighters that even went on after they lost to Roy Jones to recapture titles and, rule in their respective weight divisions, for a good long time. In Roy Jones's prime, I mean, it was no peer. Andre Ward seems to be exactly like that. This fight last night was comparison to me as the Roy Jones James Toney fight, or the Roy Jones Virgil Hill fight. Roy Jones dominated both of those fights. He knocked Virgil Hill out with a single body shot, and he was just without peer. I mean, no one could beat Roy Jones. And Andre Ward is exactly that right now. This fight was supposed to have been somewhat competitive. This was a fight where he had no peer. I mean, Chad Dawson didn't even look like he belonged in the ring with Andre Ward. Now, the funny thing about this is Andre Ward defended his championship. So he still remains the super middleweight champion of the world. Chad Dawson is still the light heavyweight champion of the world, even though he got knocked out last night and he was dominated. His belts weren't on the line. So ironically, he actually still has options. He can go back up to light heavyweight, fight Jean Pascal, and, probably Travares Cloud. Still make a little money. My suggestion to him is make as much money as you can before Andre Ward decides to vacate the super middleweight division and come up there and take over the light heavyweight division, because he has proven that he will rule either one of those divisions, and there's absolutely nothing that Chad Dawson can do about it. Will he fight the winner between Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Sergio Martinez? Probably. For him, it'll just be a money fight. And with him, I mean Andre Ward. It'll just be a fight for money, because he beats both of them. As much respect as I have for Sergio Martinez, I don't think that Sergio Martinez will be able to handle the likes of Andre Ward. And I know for a fact Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. won't be able to handle the likes of Andre Ward. Andre Ward made a light heavyweight, and we're talking about the legitimate light heavyweight champion of the world, pull a no mas last night. It's very seldom that we see no mas fighters, but we remember them. Asolino Freitas pulled a no mas. Victor Ortiz has pulled 2 of them. And, you know, last night we can add, you know, Chad Dawson to the mix. He pulls a no mas too. So, you know, kudos to Andre Ward. Hey, you're the man. And it looks like the sky's the limit, man. This guy is going to be a future Hall of Famer, bar none. And I just don't see anybody right now that'll be able to hold a candle. He'll make a lot of money, and he will rule for a very long time. Again, this is Lil Ram Man with ATL Boxing Talk. I will be getting back with you all next week. You know, after the conclusion of the Sergio Martinez, Julio Cesar Chavez fight. And hopefully now, you know, I'm back on schedule, and, you know, I'll be able to chop it up with boxing fans after every big fight. It's good to be back. If you have any comments, post them. I'd love to hear from you. I love the sport of boxing. Talk to you later.